Welcome back, everyone, to the third and final part of our Gifts of God to Humanity Explainer series. Over the last 2 sessions, we've explored some profound spiritual themes. We reflected on the nobility of our creation, the extraordinary capacities of the human soul, and the gifts God has bestowed upon humanity. Today, we bring all of those ideas into everyday life. Our guiding question is wonderfully simple. How shall we live? That question will shape everything we explore today. We'll follow a path that begins with a quiet awakening of the soul and gradually unfolds into lives of love, service, and steadfastness. In other words, what does our spiritual reality actually look like when we step into the world each day? Let's begin by listening to the rhythm of this first passage. Blessed the slumberer who is awakened by my breeze. Blessed the lifeless one who is quickened through my reviving breaths. The imagery is beautiful and deeply universal. Imagine a gentle breeze moving through a quiet garden, awakening what seemed dormant and bringing life where there had been stillness. It's a powerful picture of the first stirring of spiritual awareness. This brings us to our first theme, the awakening of the soul. Spiritual awakening begins quietly. It isn't about dramatic outward actions. It begins with an openness of heart, a willingness to be touched by divine inspiration. Before we can truly change the world around us, something first has to awaken within us. The writings invite us to become aware of our own spiritual reality and to allow God's presence to breathe new life into our hearts. The next passage continues that beautiful imagery. Blessed the sore athirst, who hasteneth to the soft-flowing waters of my loving kindness. Think about what real thirst feels like. When we're physically thirsty, nothing else matters until we find water. The writings compare that same longing to the soul's search for God. They invite us to seek the living waters of divine love with the same eagerness. This leads us naturally to our second theme, embracing loving kindness. Just as our bodies need water to survive, our souls need spiritual nourishment. If we neglect that inner life, we gradually become spiritually exhausted. But when we draw from God's loving kindness, we become refreshed. And then we have something meaningful to offer others. The love we receive becomes the love we share. The next passage introduces a different challenge. Blessed the insatiate soul who casteth away his selfish desires for love of me. Here the writings ask something deeply personal of us. We are invited to let go of selfish desires, not because desire itself is wrong, but because an unchecked ego can prevent us from experiencing something far greater. This is the practice of detachment from ego. True fulfillment doesn't come from endlessly satisfying every impulse or ambition. Instead, the writings describe a heavenly banquet prepared for those who release what is temporary in order to receive what is eternal. It's like clearing away the clutter inside our hearts so that something lasting can take its place. Then the momentum begins to build. Blessed is he who hath heard of my grief, and hath arisen to aid me among my people. A genuine spiritual awakening cannot remain private forever. Eventually, it expresses itself through action. If our hearts have truly been transformed, our lives begin to reflect that transformation. This is our fourth theme, arising to serve. Today, that might mean showing kindness to someone who is struggling. It might mean helping to heal divisions within our families or communities. It might mean offering encouragement, listening with compassion, or quietly serving wherever we are needed. Our inner spiritual life and our outward actions are inseparable. Like 2 wings of a bird, they enable us to rise. The next passage reminds us that the journey doesn't end there. Blessed is he who hath remained faithful to my covenant, and whom the things of the world have not kept back. Beginning the spiritual journey is one thing. Remaining on that path is another. Life is full of distractions. Notifications compete for our attention. Responsibilities demand our energy. Anxieties pull us in every direction. Remaining faithful requires intentionality. It means continually choosing what matters most, even when the world invites us to settle for what is merely immediate or temporary. This is the theme of steadfastness. And when we step back, we can see the beautiful progression unfolding before us. First, we awaken. Then, we nourish the soul. Next, we detach ourselves from selfishness. From there, we arise to serve. And through it all, we remain steadfast. Together, these form a practical blueprint for spiritual living, a journey that begins within, but naturally transforms the world around us. The final passages lift our vision even higher. They describe souls who have soared in the atmosphere of my love, who have entered God's kingdom and beheld his realms of glory. What extraordinary imagery! The destination of this journey isn't simply acquiring more knowledge. It is becoming transformed. This is our final theme, a journey of illumination. As we awaken, detach from ego, remain steadfast, and dedicate ourselves to service, something remarkable begins to happen. We don't merely learn about God's qualities, we gradually begin to reflect them. His mercy, his generosity, his compassion, his love. Little by little, we become lights that help illuminate the lives of others. As we conclude this three-part series, let's return to the three questions that have guided us from the beginning. What has God given us? A noble creation, a spiritual nature, and the priceless gift of divine revelation. Who are we? We are rational, spiritual beings created to know, love, and reflect the attributes of God. And finally, how shall we live? By awakening the soul, embracing loving kindness, letting go of selfishness, remaining steadfast, and dedicating our lives to serving humanity. I'd like to leave you with these uplifting words from Baha'u'llah. The potentialities inherent in the station of man, the full measure of his destiny on earth, the innate excellence of his reality, must all be manifested in this promised day of God. What a remarkable vision of humanity. Each one of us carries within us extraordinary spiritual potential. The path has been shown, the gifts have been given, the invitation has been extended. Now the journey becomes our own. So I'll leave you with one final question. How will you begin to manifest your own innate excellence today? Thank you so much for joining me throughout this Gifts of God to Humanity Explainer series. Until next time, may your journey continue to be one of discovery, service, and ever-deepening love for God and for humanity.